tree of liberty has been thirsty for too long. I am the spark, the powder, the match, the shot that rang, the line in the patch. I am the night they tossed the tea, the oath they swore to die free. You can chain my hands, you can break my bones, but you'll never own my soul. I am the fire in the midnight sky, the reason tyrants die. I am 1776, lightning, thunder, iron, and grit. Every musket, every fist. I am 1776. Oh, 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 oh. I am 1776. I am the flag they tried to burn, the shot that made the empire turn. I am the rebel, the Minuteman, the ink that wrote we can. We hold these truths, hear my boots on the cobblestone, hear my war cry, shake the throne, hear my drum, you know it's near, your reign of fear ends here. I am 1776, lightning, thunder, iron, and grit, every musket, every fist. I am 1776. Oh, 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 oh. I am 1776.
You first today.
Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. What shit's gonna happen today?
I don't know, but whatever happens, it's gonna freeze.
Hey, we've been pretty good on top of the news. We've been
Yeah.
beating everybody.
It's cold. Everybody's cold. Everybody's freezing. We're gonna turn into human popsicles.
Hold on.
You guys notice? Huh? What?
Oh, did you tell
What?
them we have that app on Wake Up Patriots to heat yourself up?
Which one?
You put the thumbs up.
Yeah, put your thumbs up and you'll get one really nice and warm. You guys notice Sean's not here. He's gotta do a couple things. He'll be here in a couple minutes, so he's just a little bit late. But he's not in makeup, Mark.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Yeah. I think that they're talking about Omar getting hit with some kind of spring.
That was bullshit. Did you see the guy that did it? Give me a break. That was show and tell.
Yeah, it was kind of funny though.
That right away, please. If it was one of our guys, that would have jumped up there and grabbed him by a throat already.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Hey, Stacy, you see, I got my Bucky's guys behind me. That's for you. She got me the big Bucky in the red, white, and blue. That one. I like that one.
Well, I still got my Bucky thing.
Yeah, they're so cute. Everybody's, I don't know, we're getting two Buckies over here, but I thought that was kind of cool.
Hey, how are you?
Somebody doesn't like our intro. They said it's way too long and a bit heavy for morning. Well, that's because we're trying to get everybody off their butts and pay attention.
It's long because a lot of people don't get the stuff from Rumble to say that we're live.
Yeah, it takes about 45 seconds sometimes for Rumble to register and everything and get it to run through here. And so it gives everybody time to get in before we start. So that's why it's so long. If you don't like it, then just wait a minute or two before you log on. That's all. A lot of people seem to like it though, and it's special too because it's ours.
Check this cup out. Look.
What does it say? The Godfather. The Godfather has what? Born to ride. Oh, the Godfather, Born to Ride for 45. Took me a minute there.
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm gonna have to get a CNI book soon. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna have to get. Well, let's start out with a prayer before I get myself in trouble. So, Lord, I don't know what lies before us today, but commit it all to you. Please give us strength and courage to get through the joys, challenges, and happenings of the day. Amen.
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 Good.
I got a lot of people in here today. We see a lot of people like the. Yeah, I know. I like YMCA too, but after a while, we got to switch it up just a little bit.
I'll do another song. How about that? Hey, nobody's writing in about. Give me a line for a song. I'll put a song together. We could do that. We could do that Thursday, maybe. Just people put one line in, and I'll make a new song for Wake Up Patriots. If you see me moving in my chair, my back is itchy. I think it's the long. I don't know. If I stop moving around, it's not that I'm having a fit.
I would think it was you were having a fit if it was me. All right. Well, what do you want to start out with today? I think we should start out with something. I know what I'm going to do. How about this one? This is very interesting. Or you got something you want to go with?
No, I want to read something from General Flynn, but
okay, you just go right ahead.
No, go do what you start, then I'll follow after that. Doesn't matter.
Well, I found this, and I really like what this guy said. And I am. I mean, I'm giving it the intro. Anyways, no intro. Here it goes.
Yeah. We're not going to be used anymore for your white liberal agenda that continues to use minority communities for your pet projects of trying to prove your sense of virtue and value to others. Yeah, we're finished with that. So please, stop it with these emotional ploys that are trying to beg black people to come out and join you in defending our communities. Yeah, our communities aren't illegal immigrant communities. Illegal immigrants who come into this country, they don't respect us, first of all. Our tax dollars are being wasted on them thanks to you white liberals who we've been noticing for quite a long time have deputized yourselves as the overseers of all politics related to black people. Yeah, there's no black and brown. There's no people of color, the groups and categories that you like to lump us into in order to carry forward your agendas of control, acting as overseers of our communities. Yeah, see, here's the thing. In the midst of your riots, where you're finally figuring out that you're FAFO, you're finding out, yeah, we're not interested. We see the game, we see the scam, and we're just not interested. So stop asking us to come out there. Stop asking us to join into this. I'm glad that you're finding out that you're just like everyone else. The white privilege that you're used to experiencing, yeah, that's gone now. Especially when you go out there on your vigilantism, pretending to be superheroes, where you think that you can stop 5,000-pound vehicles with your whistles. Yeah, we're not interested. Leave us alone. Leave us out of this. We have important things to do. And you know where else you effed up? When you decided that it was okay to barge into a house of worship and take it over and yell and scream and threaten children. Yeah, we don't get down with that. Y'all keep that shit to yourselves. We're not going to be out here advocating to replace ourselves with illegals.
And I thought that was pretty interesting. A couple other people at TSM, I know I agree on that. You don't see any black people in the rioting in Minneapolis.
One radical guy that came out and started speaking to the well, who is it? That Congressman Indian, is it in California? He was.
I don't know. I'm not sure who you're talking about.
He's a I'll get his name. I'm not.
Well, I know that one thing that I did come across on social media was that the rioters out in Minnesota want the white people out there representing them, and they were telling the Latinos and the blacks to stay out, and let the white people do it. Well, so that way all these idiots are sacrificing themselves in front of in front of ICE, in front of trucks too, the dummies. I don't even know why. You got that thing you want to read from General Flynn before we keep going? Okay.
Yeah. General Flynn wrote this, and I think it's good to the point. But it says here, this is about Minneapolis, ground zero. The series of event unraveling in Minnesota comes right out of the Book of Rules of Radical by Saul Alinsky. It's Alinsky. The White House must pay heed. Never go outside the expertise of your people. Whenever possible, go outside and face your enemy. Make the enemy live up to its own book of rules. Ridicule is a man's most potent weapon. The issue is never the issue. The issue is always the revolution. It's not about social issues, never. It's about advancing the real cause, which is to accumulate of power to make the revolution. That is what's left to seek. Take that to the bank. Give them an inch and they will take a mile. Whatever we see in Minneapolis are Saul Alinsky's Tactics 101. There's a book out. Let me finish this. Take care and to never give in to their end of justifying their means. They will seek even more power and authority now. Tom Homan, God bless him, and thank you for being at the tip of the spear. Now, there's a book out by, what's the name, about the rules of Zelensky, and it's an actual great book, and it's exactly what they're doing with these things. And we have, there was one by, I don't know, you want to place the first videotape, and then we can play the one by Bill O'Reilly?
Yeah, Saul Alinsky, that's who Hillary Clinton followed too. That was the playbook that they had from the very beginning. We used to talk about that all the time. And they want to say what is it? Kenna? I don't know. I know. Yeah, that's the one that you were talking about.
Yeah, but there's another one that it's a local person that comes out of Tampa. She wrote a book and it's pretty good. It breaks everything down. I got the book. I'll get it. I'll show it tomorrow. I'll give you the name too.
Okay. I'll keep.
But we could do by the Democrats' open border policies. But here's the kicker. Trump is questioning why Ilhan Omar reportedly has $34 million in her account, while tens of billions are missing from the state. Federal investigators are already probing a staggering $9 billion in suspected Medicaid and social service fraud in Minnesota. Trump says the current chaos and the stand-down orders given to local police are nothing more than a distraction to hide this massive monetary theft. He's demanding the money back now and warning that the fraudsters are going to jail. While Governor Walz and Mayor Frey clash with federal agents, Trump is clear. Let ICE do their job and stop the insurrection of rhetoric used to protect criminals and hide the loot. The debate is over. Do you want to see an audit of every dollar in Minnesota? Type 1776 in the comments. Join the 1776 crew and hit follow for the truth.
Now, what everybody is questioning about this whole thing about the move that they took out, what's his name, and bringing Tom Homan in. But they made a deal. I mean, Waltz made a deal, and they're still going in the streets and they're harassing everybody, still doing the same shit. So it didn't cure the problem. This is the setup now. They talked on the phone, great conversation. They promised they were going to do what they're going to do. And the cops were out yesterday. Their police force was out yesterday with ICE agents to control the crowd. But they're still there. They're still antagonizing everybody still. So now what I think is going to happen is because he made the promise to President Trump that he was going to fix this. I think he's going to give him a couple of days till Friday. If that doesn't happen, I think you're going to see a lot of maybe military. I'll see what happens with Tom Homan first. I think that's what everybody should wait for. But the money is being funded like it's crazy. Everybody's blaming George Soros. Here's a good thing by Bill O'Reilly that he did.
Of this whole thing, unreported, okay? There is a man in Shanghai, China, an American citizen. His name is Neville Roy Singham. He works with the Beijing government. He is funneling millions of dollars into the United States of America through 501s like Party for Socialism and Liberation, Democratic Socialists of America, Minnesota Immigration Rights Action Committee. There he is, okay? Connecticut-born, 71 years old, billionaire tech guy. He is funneling money here to these radical organizations who are then agitating professional people, communists mostly, because Singham's a communist, all right, to go in and foster rebellion. You heard that story reported? That is, and has been investigated by the FBI in the past, this Singham character, okay? This isn't some organic thing. This is a foreign power, Beijing, using this American citizen who lives openly in Shanghai in luxury, knowing that this man is funneling tens of millions, probably more, into this country to try to destroy the government.
As soon as he starts
What
screaming,
to
they
do
lose their
that?
voice.
Where are you, New York Times? All right? That's the second part of the story. There's a local federal story, and there's the international story. And I've had it. You don't like what I'm saying? Blank you. Because I'm telling you the truth. And this is to stop and be exposed across the board, North Sanctuary states and cities. No more of this insurrection. It stops. And federal agents keep the gun in the holster unless you can't. Not I might. Got it, everybody?
Okay. We actually had somebody on. We've been following the Neville Roy Singham story. January 6th, this is the Free Press reporter who's been working on it. Take a listen.
Neville Roy Singham, he's a tech millionaire. He's also a Marxist, and he has very close ties to part of the propaganda machine of the Chinese Communist Party. And from 2017 to 2022, we were able to trace at least $20 million that was funneled into the People's Forum.
So
And that's
why
behind
don't you
this
think
protest.
the FBI... Right. Why don't you think the FBI has indicted him or any of the people who are being paid, who are actually in the United States in these protests or in this resistance movement?
I don't know. I don't know where Kash Patel is. He should have a press conference tomorrow. I don't know. All I know is I'm a journalist and I'm telling you the truth. I am sick and tired of false reporting based on ideology.
Well, to make the long story short, everybody, and this is one of the biggest distractions. George Soros, true, is part of the funding, but it's this guy and plenty of other ones that are funding these things because they want it, and it goes back to the color revolution. Again, they're trying to take down this country, and that's why President Trump is doing what he's doing. I mean, he was powerful at what do you call it?
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
What I wanted to say about that is we were talking about this last week and earlier this week too about China sending their people over here and the birth naturalization and all that and the voting and everything like that. And then so we covered that. This all ties into everything. And then last night Ed had Peter Schweitzer on and covered the same stuff that we did and about how insidious it is and where the money's coming from and how the Chinese are actually, they're throwing the elections by doing that. So it's really important to pay attention to China.
Yeah, well, that's the great big, and the problem is, China makes believe like they have nothing to do with it, but they do, because we could actually cripple China.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we kill them with the tariffs and everything else. I mean, and then you got the Democrats screaming up and down because of the goods that coming in. It's going to hurt the people that can't afford to get stuff and everything else. Well, why don't you push the factories in America and not charge them? You know, cost all that money to make stuff here in America, especially with the drugs. The drugs that all these, you go to Europe or any place else, the drugs are. Hey, nice sweater. That looks like it's made here. Looks like he killed a lot of sheep. Where'd he go? Wait a minute. He's focusing.
Good
Hello,
morning.
Sean. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning. Oh, good morning.
Sounds like the cops are around you.
Yeah, I'm not in the greatest of area, but I guess has nothing to do with me, the cops. You know.
How you making out?
All right, not too bad. The roads are crazy. It's very hectic traffic, so you know. Can you change that background? I'm tired of seeing snow.
Yeah, so am I. That's what today we were talking about. Are the rhinos? Are we going to freeze out the rhinos? And then it's getting pretty icy in Minnesota, so I thought it kind of fit. But we were talking about China and stuff, and this is really pertinent from Mike Benz.
And help Democrats win. A number of theories may be executed as good faith. Yeah, sure, we'd like to appear nonpartisan. What we really want to do is help Democrats win until the Republican Party becomes pro-democratic again. So we still need to pretend that we're nonpartisan. We shouldn't be looking to, explicitly look like we're a partisan thing because we get money from a Republican Congress. And in 2022, you have a Republican House of Representatives. But we should really be trying to help Democrats win until they run Nikki Haley or the ghost of John McCain again. But it's not enough to just help Democrats win. We need to create a Coke and Pepsi so that the Republican Party gets back in the box.
Yep, that's a good point. Yep.
And who is that from? I mean,
Mike Benz?
No, I know it's Mike Benz, but who's he reading that from?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Why would you?
I
don't know. I just thought it was pretty good that, it really pretty much described everything. And that's why I think a lot of the rhinos aren't doing a damn thing.
No, the rhinos want to flush the America First, the MAGA. They want to flush all them, and they think they could wait us out. And I think that's what Trump is really doing now, where he's going to get some of these rhinos primaried if he has to.
Well, that's why I hope all the stuff that he's doing going to around America with his speeches and stuff about that he doesn't endorse these rhinos again. I mean, you got what's his name's up his ass, Lindsey Graham. I mean, you couldn't get any closer. I'm surprised he doesn't go in the bathroom with Trump.
Yeah. Red makes a really good point about Lindsey Graham, though. Like she says, they don't have much choice where she's at, and if they go ahead and they try to get Lindsey Graham out, they're going to end up with a Democrat, which would be 10 times worse.
I know a guy that was going
to
I know a guy that was going to run in Kentucky, but he didn't get the backing from the Trump thing, So that's what happens. I mean, McConnell can't die yet because of the Democratic governor there, they could pick a senator. So we need all the people we got in there. So they got to wait. As soon as this election happens, I don't know when this guy's term's up, but we got to, he said he's going to retire. So somebody's got to take his place. Whoever's going to get up there.
I think he's been retired. He just don't know it yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Mm-hmm.
Just they're wheeling him around.
Yep.
Like they did with what's her name? Remember the one from California? It's amazing.
Feinstein.
Yeah, Frankenstein.
Feinstein. She had the Chinese spy driving her for years, and Feinstein.
Yeah. What you got down here, George?
The thing that when they turned the plane around, this came out pretty good. I thought it hit the nail on the head on this. So I mean, I think to bring attention.
I thought we hit the nail on the head was the geostorm, is my opinion.
Well, that's
realized that less than half an hour after Trump's Air Force One returned to base due to a minor electrical malfunction, Trump quickly made 3 unprecedented decisions to ensure his safety. First, after the pilot announced the decision to return, Trump immediately ordered all the lights in the press and cargo compartments to be turned off, while simultaneously turning on all the lights in his own section of the plane. According to accompanying White House reporters, they felt the cabin suddenly plunge into darkness after the plane turned back. Trump's action was intended to ensure that he would be the most visible target for rescue in the event of a plane crash. Second, Trump secretly changed the departure time and announced through White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt that he would be switching to a luxurious Boeing 7478, gifted by the Qatari royal family. However, it wasn't until they arrived in Switzerland that reporters discovered he was actually traveling on a heavily modified transport plane, a move clearly intended to mislead potential threats. Finally, immediately after landing, Trump contacted the FBI and the Secret Service, demanding increased real-time surveillance and searches of the surrounding area to thoroughly investigate any possibility of sabotage.
See, I mean, the threat's still on him, and it's just not certain people; it's the whole world. I mean,
well, he's the most threatened guy. He's the most threatened guy in the world, actually. I mean, that's that's been that hasn't changed, right? I mean, we know he's been. You notice
there was never an assassination attempt on Biden.
No, but I go back to what I said. I go back to what I said last week. It made me very nervous every time I see that shot at Davos when he gets out of Marine One and he's walking on that red carpet.
Oh, that long walk,
and there's mountains in the background, plenty of trees. I pray that they've done a lot of looking in that area and all that to uncover any potential threat. But that makes me worried when he's out in the open like that. I think he should definitely not be in the open. Even yesterday, he went to Iowa.
In a diner.
He was in a diner. I mean, I don't know, like there's knives in diners, right? I mean, if some wacko got in there and knew he was coming, and
they have steak knives in a diner.
Yeah,
but I think they will.
The odds are, the odds are it's harder to do that, but still something could happen. I mean, you never know.
Well, they were all clad, but whoever's sitting here.
Remember when Bush got a shoe thrown at him? Somebody could have took their shoe off and.
How cool was Bush though with that? He was like,
he learned how to dodge everything from dodging charges all the time.
Didn't he own the baseball team?
Yeah, I could. Yeah, his baseball stuff came in. Hey, so being I was a little bit late here, did you guys talk about the speaking of dodging something? Did you talk about Ilhan Omar yesterday?
Oh, about the make-believe water? Yeah.
Yeah, with the she's saying today some people sprayed something.
Yeah.
Get it, Trick? Some people sprayed something.
I was saying they should have sprayed holy water on her. George was saying they should have sprayed bacon on her, bacon water.
She would have melted. But I mean, do we all think it's not to go back? I know people probably whatever, but do you all think it's staged? I think it's kind of staged.
Yeah, it was. Did you see the way the guy reacted?
Yeah, but I think it's staged. But then a portion of me, like maybe 10% of me or 15% saying, how could it be staged? Because the guy's going to face federal charges and stuff. So
they'll get dismissed by a Biden judge.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
That's what I think.
But I mean, like I said, I'm 75% leaning to the stage portion and 25% saying, well, why would this guy go through this and get charged if he's going to be staged? But you had a good point right there with the Biden judge.
Yeah, did it happen in Minnesota?
That's true too. Yeah, it didn't happen in Texas.
And what happens when you go to jail in Minnesota?
Yeah.
You're out. So there goes your 25%. Take a 5%.
I got something really interesting that
maybe 2% now, George, after that comment. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. Sometimes it's hard when there's three of us like that, with the little bit of the delay and everything. So we don't mean to step on each other, but we do. I know I accidentally do it quite a bit. I don't mean to, but
you do
your feet hurt.
Huh?
Your feet hurt when you step on us.
Yeah.
George was talking about that.
I think it's ridiculous. I think it's
George is gonna call you Dino Toe or something like that. I don't know what
you're just lucky I'm not 2-ton tussy, otherwise I'd be breaking your feet.
Really hurt. Yeah, we really hurt.
Yeah. Well, I came across this yesterday, and I was actually It really surprised me. I think it might surprise quite a few people here, but about and it goes back all the way to Somalia.
Bono links up with Jeffrey Sachs in the 90s and actually a little bit before that, doing this international development work. Now, Bono, of course, is U2. He's the front man. He's this international sex symbol at the time and, giant selling out stadiums. He did these big kind of USAID fundraiser concerts, Band Aid and Live Aid. The BBC later reported that of the $100 million raised for hunger relief in Somalia at Band Aid, 95 million of it went to CIA-backed warlords to buy guns. So this is like another one of these things where you think you're raising public awareness. Oh, there's a hunger problem in Somalia, but there's also a civil war where you've got the CIA taking sides in that civil war, and these groups need weapons, logistics, supplies. And so when you've got USAID vans coming in that are said to be carrying medical supplies or they're doing hunger relief, but you can't open that box because then the food will expire, it's very easy to hide guns in them. And so when you see these scandals where all this money is going not to make the world a better place and kumbaya and we're bringing food and medicine, but you're bringing guns, the money is being diverted for CIA covert action to actually kill people, not save people.
Right.
And so Bono was formally knighted by the British Crown, and he met with the UK ambassador after he helped put down the Irish revolt against the British Crown. If you remember Sunday Bloody Sunday, no more war. It's like, you look at it now, he's got the Ukraine emoji in his bio, and the whole thing is war against Russia, but no war against the British Crown. And I'm being knighted by the British Crown. I'm now Sir Bono because I helped put down that war.
Right, we're talking about the British, right? We spoke about it. Solyndra talked about it, right? Solyndra, she spoke about the British.
Bono's a
Susan
scumbag.
Kokinda, yeah, the Promethean. It was I just thought it was really interesting because you figure the grift that's going on in Minnesota now, and then you come back to that, how long ago that was where it started, and then you had Black Hawk Down and all that other kind of stuff. It seems like it all ties together, especially with the grift. I mean, that could be why Walson Fry, or Frey, whatever you say the little guy's name, why they're just so up in arms and everything, because the CIA is involved with all the money grifting and everything too for Black Ops. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, Bono's a scumbag though. Bono is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I can't even. I used to like listening to you two. I can't even. Well, you two I like listening to. You two, both of you.
Yeah.
but not you two, the band. I can't even listen to them anymore.
It always goes back to I'm telling you, the British are pissed off that they lost that war in 1770. Well, it became 1787, but
yeah,
the whole thing. They're pissed off of that. And look how much the colonialists rose up against the 3% sale tax, and it was only 3% of the 13 colonies that fought against Britain. Not all the other pieces of shits that owned all the companies like the tea, tobacco, and the cotton, that they were all making money with England, and they didn't want to have a fight with England. They didn't want England to step away.
No.
So that's why she talked about the British monarchy, how they were controlling. That's what Trump is destroying, which is upsetting them. That's why all these things are happening.
I think with all this fraud being uncovered, I mean, I see Trump has put a couple posts out there that if you think Minnesota is bad, just wait till you see California and some other states. He said,
California,
I think it's time for another Tea Party, Boston Tea Party type of thing, because people gotta get fed up with paying these taxes, and they've tried to alienate people with, oh, it's the rich, they're not paying their fair share, and getting people pissed off and all. Our taxes are getting wasted, and people are getting not just wasted, but people are making a lot of money off our taxes.
I had a guy in my live chat this morning talking about. He says, everybody, the Muslims are doing state by state, how they're infiltrating little by little, state by state, and that's what everybody's looking at a whole bunch of different stuff, and everybody's losing exactly what is happening with this country, and it's all a stem to what like what Flint said about the color revolution. They want to destroy America. It doesn't matter how they do it. And Bill Ma turned around and said, "Let's say exactly what he is. He's a communist, the mayor of New York." Just everybody's dancing around. All the funding, the guys, the signs they would give out. There's a video of the truck passing out professional signs out. They're walking around towards the capital of Minnesota, and he says, what party you belong to?" And everything. Oh, Democratic Socialist, and back and forth like that. The Democrats are not Democrats anymore. They don't exist anymore. They're just done. We were, when you were with the unions and stuff like that, you had to be, with the Democrats and everything else. They were for the American people, and the Republicans were ready for the business. But don't forget,
they're for the working man too, obviously.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
No, not anymore. No.
No, because the illegals are coming in and doing the jobs. They were forced to take illegals in to union jobs by the Democratic Party.
So when you say and so there's a friend of mine's in the electrical union, and this will hit home for you, right? So our local electrical union here, IBW, I forget what the number is, but anyway,
164. I know it.
But long story short, they're all Democrat. Like when I was running for my local election here, I took a video. I walked by there. They had signs out there. Township candidates, county candidates, state candidates, right?
All Democrats, yep.
They had signs like you wouldn't believe. It looked, I mean, Times Square didn't have as many signs or advertisements in there as this local IBEW had for Democrats. And Democrats aren't really overall, they're really not for the working man anymore. The Republicans are.
Yeah, well, here's the deal. The reason why they do that is because they do get city and state jobs. Okay.
Yes.
That's
true.
what they base upon. But they're not getting all those jobs because what happens is these companies hire illegals to do the work, and they don't have to pay them. They don't have to pay them the union. They could pay them more money than the union wage, but they don't have to pay their benefits. And a lot of times they pay them cash because we did, when we were organizing and stuff many, many years ago, that's what we find out. And it was battles. It was battles when you fought, but now it's all them, and it's more worried about the party and how many people could be in the party instead of being for the working man. It was all created because of what happened, and started because of what happened for the coal miners, and also what happened to the factory. All those people got their doors locked. The people that were working in the factory making on the sewing machine, and they got all killed, all the women. Because the owner didn't want to let them out. Didn't want to let them out while the place was burning. So
that's I know what you're talking about. I remember that. I remember reading about that.
Yeah.
But I kind of wanted to go to something kind of. It's kind of funny. You guys will probably think it's funny. But where do we go here? Is this one?
I would beat the shit out of him now if I could, and I would call that out. I mean, that's just different. In verbally going at it, my argument is much better. In making the case that housing prices are up because of immigration and that we should build on federal lands. It was such a crazy thing. But then when I watched him, I got sucked into that. And if you remember, this was right in that moment of eating dogs and cats. I took that bait and thought that was the argument of how outrageous it was. That was not the argument.
And he said that your cops are liars. He said that the ICE agents aren't.
They all did. That's exactly right. That this is the problem with them. And the president said it, that we told them to stand down. Do you think they would do that? Do you think that police would not protect citizens, no matter if I'm like, oh, don't do this? Yes. This is the whole paradox with these guys. They don't back the blue. They don't back police. January 6th proved that. Thune and the rest of those guys will tell you that. They back the blue when you're with them.
You think he's panicking?
There goes January 6th again.
Mm-hmm.
They always bring up that all of them do that shit.
He's definitely panicking. He's definitely panicking. I mean, you gotta wonder, like, it seemed like now that there was a little bit of local help to ICE with just the last couple of days, right?
Yeah, they did. The cops were lining up with them. Yep.
So Trump had a conversation when what was said. I mean, he knows he's under investigation too for all this fraud. So,
well, we said that before you came on that they're supposed now all the the rioters were supposed to leave and everything else, and everything was supposed to come down the street, and they're still there. You think they're going to listen to the governor and the mayor? You know, you set the fire, you light the match. Now the fire started. You can't put it out.
That sounds like Billy Joel. We didn't start the fire.
Yeah. Well, what did the mayor say? He said that's a good point, Church. But what did the mayor say? Something to the fact of, I guess it was last week, you're either on the side of the federal government or you're on the side of Minnesota or whatever. Like, you know, kind of like drawing a line in the sand.
Yeah, isn't it funny when the Democrats were running the presidency and they had the House and the Senate, how they were, you know, doing all this, saying the same bullshit that either you're on our side or their side. It wasn't the federal side; it was on our side, and then with the Republicans, they would identify as the Republicans. And you know, I was telling Trixie about what he called. About Malcolm X was a conservative.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that.
Really?
He was a conservative, and he told the black people, don't fall in with these Democrats.
Yeah, he did. Exactly. I seen that speech that you're talking about, too. Yeah.
And he said, you people are being fooled. They're sucking you in. The worst bill was when Johnson signed the bill for the African-American or black people, whatever you want to call them. The thing was, it was a setup. It was actually a setup to destroy them and control them. That was the whole thing. And that's, see, now they took over that group, right? Just to hear me out on this one. They took over the majority of the black people. Then they got some of the Hispanics, which they're doing about the illegals. You understand what I'm saying? So now screw the African American. Let's work on the illegals now, because now they're bigger. You know, if you look at the amount of just
well, they know they're losing. They know they're losing some of the black vote. I mean, look at the numbers Trump had. Trump had historic numbers, right?
Yeah, but they still have the majority of them. It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, but they're losing it. So now they need a little refresher and that's what they're trying to.
Yeah, well,
they're recruiting for a new voting bloc, and so they're.
The one thing is, if you notice that the old timers of the African American still keep on saying, like, you got to vote for your kind, you know, and that's how a lot of them get elected. I mean, if you see the stupidity and the mentality that they talk, it's better Claiborne there, which keeps on blah 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 blah, blah and talking, doesn't make a sense at all.
Look at the churches.
What?
Look at the preachers with the churches, right? You think I mean, you know,
100%. I was just going to say that too.
I've never seen where churches are so politically involved as like a black church, so to say, with the preachers, and they still push the Democrat. You know, they're pushing the Democrat agenda in there.
Yeah,
to their own detriment. To their own detriment, because
most of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. What's his name? Preacher Daryl Scott, out of, was that Chicago or wherever he was from? Who's a conservative. I mean. Yeah, but for the most of them, I would say probably 85% of them are in the churches are pushing a Democrat agenda. Why?
Yeah, well, the whole thing is they're wrong. Yeah, the preachers are wrong, because if you follow the Bible, the Constitution is written under the Bible. You should. I mean, that's what happened during the Revolutionary War. If it wasn't for the churches, we would have not won this Revolutionary War. Because
you got to wonder if
But
you got to wonder if these preachers are getting paid to do this. Like,
yes,
that would be the big
the power of the purse. That's it. Because they have to show a lot of people in the congregation are still radicalized. It's the old time people in there.
Yeah,
which they still have that basic mentality that, you know, it's white and black, and you got to support your candidate and the color. And, you know, like Hillary Clinton went into a church and started talking like from the South, like, you know, lad,
remember how it was pandering? Yep.
Okay, hang on a second. Our thumbs down appeared.
What?
Our thumbs down appeared already. So I just wanted to play the breaking news that we acknowledge them, that they're here. They gave us the thumbs down. Thank you. We live rent free in your head, and I enjoy it.
You need the wah wah, that sound, like, you know, like as soon as the thumbs down comes up, you hear wah wah.
You know what? Whoops. I do have, like, you know, some things at my disposal here.
I probably won't be here because, like,
hey, Jamie's back.
Yeah, Jamie's. This is for the thumbs down.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, it's just a.
Yeah, that's it.
Or this one.
Hi, Jamie.
Welcome back, Jamie.
Yeah, she's. I seen her on. I tried to send you a message on Twitter yesterday, Jamie, but you got your replies locked down. So, anyways, I'm just letting you know I did try. But so when we've been talking about a lot of different stuff, but I'm gonna kind of flip over to Doge here, if you don't mind, for a minute. This one's pretty good. It's timber chop.
Oh, stop right now. What do you say if we don't mind? You got control of the board, so we can't mind.
Well, because I like to have consensus, you know. I like to play nice. I play nice.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, watch this one then.
Marjorie Taylor Greene had us in there in a building that was basically empty. That was the people that were supposed to be overseeing our real estate. And I asked the question, are members of Congress owning real estate? And the guys that are being rented to the federal government in Washington, D.C., and the guy said, yeah, they are. And it stopped right there. Nothing. And that should have been the beginning of it. And that's where I'm going to be a little different. I'm going to be on the front end of it. It's not going to be sexy, and hopefully the screaming will be back and forth because that's just the nature of politics. But we're going to eliminate that, and we're going to eliminate the corruption that has infiltrated our committee system.
You are, as Doge chairman, going to pick up the ball and continue the work when it comes to what seems like a massive scandal, which are big federal buildings owned by members of Congress that are leased out to the federal government. I mean, private buildings owned by members of Congress, leased back to the federal government.
Yeah.
And so that's like the snake eating its tail, right?
That is the tip of the iceberg. That just shows you my frustration with this thing. I mean, anywhere you look, it's you know, we've got to not be the shotgun approach, because that's where we'll be neutralized. We got to focus in on just a few things. The first thing, I think we'll have something around IRS time. What's the big complaint with the IRS, outside of the fact they're stealing your money, is that you can't ever get to them. Their technology is not intermingled. I found out that through government duplication, I've got a chart. It's just the craziest looking thing. And it shows, and my staff has uncovered basically over $1 trillion of just simple duplication within these departments that nobody is willing to tackle. It's not sexy, but we're going to tackle it. And we're going to throw it to the American public, and hopefully they'll back us when we go to change the structure of government. And that is the tip of the iceberg. That just shows you my frustration with this thing. I mean, anywhere you look, it's you know, we've got to not be the shotgun approach, because that's where we'll be neutralized. We got to focus in on just a few things. The first thing, I think we'll have something around IRS time. What's the big complaint with the IRS, outside of the fact they're stealing your money, is that you can't ever get to them. Their technology is not intermingled. I found out.
Sorry about that. I was bad at it. I got a duplication.
Insane. That's insane. So you have,
you know who owns a lot of those buildings? The real estate. You know who owns a lot of those buildings in real estate? Pelosi.
No. So I mean, think about this. They buy property, and I mean, you want to buy property for investment, by all means, do it. But then they set up with their connections, the taxpayers to pay the rent.
I'm gonna split a minute. I'll be right back.
Yeah, but what you're saying, go ahead, John.
It's insane. I mean, it's insane that's allowed to happen. Talk about a conflict of interest. I mean, you know, what's the old saying? Anything that appears to be a conflict of interest usually is. And I mean, that's a huge conflict of interest. I mean, just in my hometown. Oh, I'm doing the thumbs up.
Give yourself the thumbs up.
Just in my hometown, in my area, voting machines, they have to be stored somewhere. There's a bunch of Democrat politicians that own a warehouse, that bought a warehouse, and they lease it back out to the county to store voting machines. Now, county has more buildings and more properties and all. They can't store the voting machines somewhere, but they've done this to help enrich themselves. That's on the little local level. I can imagine how it's done on the federal level.
Well, remember during COVID when all those buildings were sitting empty in Washington, D.C., and Trump said that we're going to start shutting them down because they're empty, they're not being used. Well, that was just money laundering right there for the Democrats, because he must have known that they own so much of that real estate and rent them back to the Democrats, and that nobody was actually even working in those buildings. So there was no real expense. So there was no overhead if nobody's in there. They might have just kept the heat on so the pipes wouldn't freeze, but you wouldn't really have a water bill or anything for those buildings. So they were making, all the Democrats or whoever was, leasing them back to the government was making big bucks for a long time before anybody even noticed nobody was working there.
Yep. And who knows real estate better than Trump?
So, and that goes back to COVID. So when was that? 2020. So here, how many years have these buildings been sitting there empty? Because a lot of them didn't want to go back to work after COVID either. So it's just like a big shell game, moving money around all the time. I think it's disgusting. But I'm glad that he's bringing that kind of stuff up, and what he's, focusing on. Like he said, it's not sexy, and most people probably won't pay attention, but the people that do pay attention will be really disgusted, I think.
Well, you have to think about just the stuff that's duplicated and along the lines of federal government that could save people money, Like I said, we started talking about taxes again before. I mean, our taxes are wasted. There's no reason why we have to pay what we pay in taxes. There's just zero reason.
Oh, absolutely not. Can you imagine if they got all of the grift out? I don't even know if we'd even have to pay taxes. That like with the tariffs that Trump has going and everything. And the same thing with Social Security. They kept saying it's insolvent. It's going to be insolvent. But now they've wiped out 12 million people out of Social Security that were dead or double benefits or something. And I can't remember the number, but it was something that were somewhere like around 24. I think it was 24 million, I want to say, but it might be billion a month that they were saving by wiping out all the people with the duplications and the dead people and the overage people. So there's so much weight, like you said, there's just so much wasted money. It makes you sick.
I was trying to look for that book, The Radical, about
Rules for Radicals, Saul Alinsky.
Yeah, I got. We're gonna get her on a show. I'll call her up. Her name is Kathy Chamberlain. She wrote a good book about it, about how the game was played and everything else. So we'll get her. I'll get her on. She did this other book, Rules for Deplorables, which was funny.
Oh, I'm a deplorable. That's a badge of honor now.
So
it really is.
I know.
I just thought you had to take a pee-pee break.
What?
I thought you had to take a pee-pee break.
No, I got that connection over here. I can just go.
You got a Texas catheter, huh?
Yeah.
You know what those are.
Got a cattle trough?
Yes.
No, you know what a Texas catheter is? Like a condom, and you put it over, and then it has a tube that goes down to your leg, and there's a leg bag.
I don't want to think of George like that. Don't make me. Don't give me that picture.
No. You need one of them if you go to Times Square for New Year's Eve.
George has one on his motorcycle so he can ride
That's
nonstop.
Right. It's right on the side of the gas tank.
It trips out the back of the tailpipe.
That's why you put the beverage holder on the seat.
That's right.
That's why.
Hey, play this guy. He's got a good point too. I motherfucker can't find that book.
Oh, wait, Brad Ginger said news. You didn't think you needed. I guess that was George's catheter.
Yeah, must be TMI. I think it's funny though. Yeah. We're just teasing.
People. Everyone's always saying MAGA this and MAGA that. I think it's time we actually let everyone know what being a MAGA conservative means. Now, just to be clear, I'm a MAGA conservative, but that doesn't mean what a lot of you apparently think it does. Spoiler, not every conservative is the same, but most of us I know share these same principles. 1, I believe America should never depend on another country for energy, or protection, or basic supply and demand. We are strongest when we build, produce, and protect things right here in the USA. 2, I believe America must put itself first. We cannot pour from an empty cup. Our country should prioritize our own people before trying to save the world. 3, I believe America should stay out of endless foreign conflicts. We aren't the world's sugar daddy, and we shouldn't act like it. 4, I believe no foreign aid should be given until every veteran here at home is taken care of. 5, I believe immigrants make America stronger when they come legally. If your first act in this country is breaking the law, you aren't an upstanding citizen. 6, you can marry who you want, and your life is not mine to judge. I believe in your basic Judeo-Christian beliefs. 7, I believe men are men and women are women. Surgery or hormones don't change that. Men should use men's bathrooms and women should use women's bathrooms based on chromosomes. 8, I believe schools are for education, not indoctrination. Kids should learn math, history, reading, and science, not political propaganda. They should not be taught they were born in the wrong body or pushed into gender delusion. 9, I believe America is in a mental health crisis. Mental health care is real, it matters, and it desperately needs to be addressed. 10, I believe guns aren't the problem, people are. Gun control only infringes on constitutional rights, but I also believe in common sense. Background checks are necessary to keep firearms out of the hands of the mentally ill. I'm a conservative because I believe in faith, family, freedom, and personal responsibility. I don't want government that controls every aspect of our lives. I want a government that protects our rights, secures our borders, defends our freedoms, and then gets the hell out of the way. We are strongest when Americans take care of America first, when families are supported, when our veterans are honored, and when our children are given truth, not propaganda. I love this country, and I believe it's worth fighting for. You all agree? Share this, let's hear it in the comments, and may God bless you and yours. Peace out, people.
You know what's interesting about that? Some of that is libertarian. Some of that is libertarian beliefs and everything. And I'm kind of that way with the libertarian too. Like, you know, let the government do a few certain things and then get the hell out of the way if you're not going to benefit.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I think libertarians. I mean, unfortunately, they're not going to ever win anything. They got to come towards our side. You know, they could actually hurt us by breaking off.
Well, you know, they're under the conservative. A lot of the things that he says was under conservative thing, and also the libertarians and the conservatives go under the, you know, who we are. We are a republic, a constitutional republic. We're not a constitution. The democracy word is not even in the constitution.
But America first. That's so we do share that in common, and that's what's important.
You're interrupting me.
Who? What?
The Constitution was written based on America first. Okay, that's what the Constitution was written on: is take care of America.
Well, it was actually written on some type of paper, George. It wasn't written on.
No,
you didn't tell him he's interrupt. You didn't say he's interrupting you. What the hell?
I like it. You control the board.
That's why.
That's right. Sex. I told you about women.
Guess what's coming up? Guess what's coming up?
Well, come on. There you go.
I thought it was the mute button.
Yeah,
that's my mute button.
Next time he tells you, "Hey, just mute him," then you go, "What? What'd you say? I can't hear you."
Yeah, what? Oh, I'm so glad we all get along. This is fun.
George, you get a little bit of respect. Not you can't say no respect. You get some.
He gets respect out of the chat. Don't let everybody. Oh, George, this. Oh, yeah. George. Oh, you're so good at history. Oh, George, you're so smart. Oh, are you gonna pout now?
George, what do you have a stage set over there?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, go ahead, George. We're so sorry. Go ahead.
That's all right.
What'd you do? Forget your thought now? Brain fart?
Yep, I'm gonna just ignore you.
Hey, that guy was. But getting back, that guy was really. Points were good. Who is that guy?
He's been
around.
You
know who he is?
Yep, he's been around. That's my last one.
Okay, no.
I
that guy was good, though.
I just got a text from State Farm, which I don't have. They're
Was it
working
from
on a
Jake?
quote for me. What the hell is this?
Oh,
State Farm. No, but State Farm, they want to bother me if they made $85.3 billion profit. I don't know why they're saying how they're taking care of insurance people. Anyway, so let's get back, and that's exactly what when this country was founded upon, the Judeo-Christian. It's God, always God first, and it's the people's rights, and it's America first. That's how it's based on when the Constitution was written. The problem is we lose, and what happens is they interpret the Constitution the way they want to, especially the Democrats. Oh, go fuck yourself.
George, who's looking for you?
No, I'm talking about. I got to put on. I got to do.
I hope you're talking to your phone.
Yeah, I am.
Good.
I got to put do not disturb because these people are annoying.
I do that before we even start. I put my phone.
I thought I did. I always do. I didn't do it this morning. Is that all right?
Another brain part there, huh?
Take it easy.
But you're right about that, George. It was founded by America first, and
that's why I thought with President Trump when he made that announcement. I don't know if we put
rights given not by the government, but by your creator.
No, but what happened was, like I said, when I was there, also Ed Henry was there. When Trump came out and made the announcement, and I told you the story about the flags that they were on the stage, and then there was one in the back, the 19 and everything else. So when he came out and made the announcement, he wanted to be, he's running for president of the United States. I am running for the presidency of the United States of America. Before we were known as, what was it before? It was not United States of America. United States of America was at one time. Everything was changed based upon what they wanted to. And then that video she played yesterday about how socialism came to approach in the United States, because the British are still, believe it or not, the British are still pissed off that they lost the war. They tried to hit us again in 1812, if you remember. And then what happened is, that was a claim of nobody won that war. England claims they won. America claims that they won. But when we got attacked in 1812, they tried it again. So, and the whole thing is now, as years went by, because of the whole thing, we go back to 1913, which we'll cover that. But about 1913, how everything changed when they met at Jekyll's Island, creating the, the Financial Institute. And they made Washington, D.C. a corporation. The Federal Reserve was created. And all these other institutions were created. And don't forget, J.P. Morgan was supposed to be on the Titanic. There were 3 people on that Titanic that were supposed to not agree to the Federal Reserve and stuff like that, what they wanted to change, and they died on that ship. But J.P. Morgan decided not to go on that ship. So you can think whatever you want to think about that one. But that's how much control the banking industry had over us, over this country. And then everything changed in 1913 and how everything was set up and everything else. I got videotape on that too, but we're not going to play that today. We'll discuss a lot of stuff. But it's,
I wanted to say this. Everybody in the chat, since your phone was buzzing, was talking about their phones going off all the time. Go to the fcc.gov site, and there's a do not call registration on there. You can put your cell phone number in, your landline number if you still have one, and you won't get the spam calls anymore. It might take about 30 days for it to stop, but if they repeatedly keep calling you like that, then they get fined. ML Heath is saying she's done there, but they call and text anyways. Then report them then. I did it for my mom because she was getting all those stuff for healthcare and everything, and all the calls stopped. So I just wanted to put that out there for anybody that needed to know that.
Okay. I'll have to do that because I'm getting 10 texts a day from WinRed. It's brutal.
Do you unsubscribe at the bottom?
About what about this one from John J. Trump? George, are you still? Are you an illegal?
Yeah. But they all come from different numbers. So you
No,
hit stop, you hit. It's brutal. But hey, it's something that happened today 40 years ago was the space shuttle Challenger exploding. Did you know that?
Yep.
I remember that.
And on the same day, so that was 1986. On the same day, which is kind of weird, in 1967, Apollo 1 fire occurred during launch rehearsal, killing some astronauts. So how about that? Same day.
They were caught inside the capsule. Yep.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah,
Grissom.
Three of them that died.
Grissom was three of them. Yep. Yeah. So
I remember where I was when Challenger exploded. I was homesick with the flu that day, so I was home during the day. Usually I wasn't, but
do you know that they haven't covered that there's a moon launch this Friday going to the moon?
Is there? Is Ralph Cramden on it?
They're not talking about. Well, now we got the chill ship now.
Tricks.
It's supposed to go out Cape Canaveral. Well,
Tricks didn't laugh. I said, was Ralph Cramden on it? I thought you would.
Oh no, yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I was in the chat. They were sent Trixie to the moon. That's who's going.
Yeah, that's Alex.
No, but so wait, so there's a moon launch from Cape Canaveral. What is it? A manned mission or?
I didn't get into that part yet. Yes, it's supposed to be, but I don't think it's a hush thing. Or something.
I just thought of something really funny, but I can't say it because it's not Friday.
There she goes, Trixie talking to herself.
I always talk to myself. Nobody else listens, so I got to talk to myself.
So, is this like an Elon Musk thing, or like what?
I'm going to find out now.
I haven't heard anything about that.
That's what I'm saying. That somebody, I got it from somebody reliable.
Okay.
Spaceship to
anything in the chat about it?
Monday.
No. See, I think the chat's like about a minute behind us on what we're talking about.
Yeah, because
that's what takes so long on the trivia. Why it takes a minute or two to get answers coming in. I bet it's Elon Musk sending something up to the moon. NASA isn't doing nothing.
They've been.
Anything they do, they fuck up. It's run by the government.
Well, you know that NASA stands for never a straight answer. You can't get the truth out of them anyway.
Oh, that's a good acronym. Never a straight answer. That's
yeah. Try asking them anything and they dance around on everything. They never tell you nothing. See, Jamie's saying somewhere she read something somewhere on X about it, but MK Hart, what I said.
Hold on. Breaking news. Moon astronauts enter quarantine for launch.
What?
23 hours ago.
They entered quarantine for launch.
Yeah, before launch.
That's Brooklynese, Sean.
So that means
Americans are going to the moon soon before China.
Wow.
It's called the Artemis.
I thought that was Elon Musk.
No,
Artemis.
It's by NASA.
Oh, wow.
Yep, just for information. But you notice that why isn't Trump's in there too? I mean, he's talking about it too.
I don't know. What did we see? What launch did we see on the bike that one time? What was that?
Oh, that was Elon Musk. That was the going to the space lab.
Yeah, it was like all of a sudden it was like, hey, look at that!
I would have thrown Canada out. 3 Americans and 1 Canadian will be riding on the Space Launch System. It is initial crew flight. NASA, which leads the 60th Nation Artemis program, or 60 Nation Artemis program, has just moved the massive rocket to the launch pad at Cape Canaveral. The 10-day mission will be the first to take humans to the moon since the Apollo 17 in December 1972. You heard it here first.
I'm surprised that's not all over the place. I mean,
we beat the news all the time here. Don't you
understand? Many people think so? Let's repack this for a second. How many people think that we never went to the moon? Right? There's people that are moon deniers, right? As they say, election deniers or moon deniers. I don't know. I don't have an opinion one way or the other. I don't know.
It's the same thing with the Trade Center. The same shit with the Trade Center.
No, I believe the moon because of Stanley Kubrick.
I can see where the moon landing didn't happen, and I'll tell you why. I think it was all a psyop to fake out Russia and Germany or not Germany, Russia, I guess, right? That's what we were in the space race with at the time. Yep. So I think that was maybe, and then they talk about how like some of the film with some of the things going on, and it was in a studio, and you know, you could see. So I could see where maybe that didn't happen, right? And I could see why the government may have lied about it happening. But it's so weird that if we really went, we have never been back since, is what I mean, it's
here's another thing to think of though. If we only had landlines then and no satellites, how the hell did Nixon talk to them when they were on the moon?
They had to have some type of satellites for a space program.
What are you talking about? They had stuff like that. You see,
I know what that's a rabbit hole thing.
But
Nixon had a very long cord.
Yeah,
a long cord like I had with my kids.
He was like this with a long cord. He was like, "Hi guys, are you up there?"
Hey, did you ever see the flag on the moon?
I wonder if it's still there, George.
The telescope. Look how nice the photo was taken. That the flag was.
Is there a telescope photo of it?
Yep.
I never knew that.
Well, what is it? Well, Stanley, there was a video.
A lot of people can drop their pants and show everybody the moon if they want. I mean,
so for the chat, let's see. If people think we landed on the moon, type in Y or yes. And if you don't think we landed on the moon, type in N or no. Let's just see what the census is there in the chat. I'd be curious to see how everybody feels. I for one, I think it's probably more likely that we probably didn't go than.
Well, I think women are like a planet because they have 2 moons.
You're going to see it if you keep it up, too.
George, you're always thinking with your little guy. You're always thinking with little George. You're always thinking with little George. So Mark says yes. U.S. on Air says no. Tiagi says no. Marty kidding, the moon is fake. Stacy, no. MK Hart said F. I don't know what that meant.
That means I know what it means.
F, no. Oh, maybe F no.
That's a good one. True. That's true.
I mean, I can see. I'm not a moon denier, but I could see where it could have been a definite fake out. That's all.
There's so much information out there. Like Stanley Kubrick came out and said he was the one that was in charge of filming where it looked like they were on the moon and stuff. And then I've seen pictures like out in the Arizona desert that match exactly what they said they were on the moon.
If they did it, they had a mock-up at the Lunar Lodging in Long Island at Grumman Aerospace. That's where the whole setup was when they were practicing.
Yeah, but now you would think if this was really a fake thing, that people would have really. I mean, you mentioned Stanley Kubrick, but you would think there would be more people that would come out and say, "Hey, yeah, my grandfather was one of the people that staged that," or what have you.
Well, yeah, but the whole thing is, it'll hurt. It would hurt. I think a lot of stuff stopped because it would hurt the country.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we know that the government lied all the time, but that's besides the point. But guess why they're going to the moon?
Yeah.
Well, you know what they supposedly found when they were on the moon? If you listen to Buzz Aldrin, he'll tell you. And he said, Buzz Aldrin came right out in an interview and said that it never happened. They never went to the moon. Then there's another story that says they did go to the moon. They got there. There was huge ships around that crater where they landed. There were super tall aliens or whatever you want to call them that stood around that crater watching them, and they were told never to come back again. And then when the astronauts came back, if you look at any of the footage when they came back, they all have like this really dead affect about them. Now you would think if you really did go up there, you'd be really excited because you did something history making, and when they're walking and coming out of there, they don't look happy at all. So I think there's some truth and some lie. I really don't know.
People,
Could
you
be
didn't
for a
answer me.
number.
Why are they going up there?
For minerals on the moon.
That's right. There's plenty of them there.
They want to mine up there. That's why.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah.
China was going up there.
No Greenland.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. See, there's some there. See, this is all rabbit hole stuff, and they're talking about Warner von Braun. My uncle worked with Warner von Braun down in Alabama at the Space Center in Huntsville.
Was that the German scientist?
Yeah, the one they brought over.
Plucked out of Germany.
Yeah, my uncle Bernie worked with him. And
Really?
he used to say a lot. Yeah, because he lived in Huntsville, but my uncle Bernie was with building the B-52s and everything too.
That's why she's. That's why Trixie's a little bit in space.
Yeah, I'm a space cadet.
A little spacey there. Spaced out. No, but I can't believe we haven't really. That's not a big story out there like that.
I see. We know that. Look what we know more than what. See, we know more than what you don't know. See how it goes.
Oh, Denise has got a name for it now. We got the Wednesday wormhole.
That's a good one.
There you go.
Yeah, that is a good one. Better than the squirrel's nest.
Now you got to do a thing. Breaking news with a worm on it.
You know, I got something to kind of go with this.
These nuts is not a conspiracy theory. Von Ray, these nuts is not a conspiracy theory.
How many nuts can they fit in their mouth?
It's like what's that, like the Tootsie Pop commercial?
Yeah,
I made that one up. I used AI.
They can hold. Squirrel can hold 9 nuts in his mouth.
I guess.
I'm not we could have done that a trivia question. We could have made that a trivia question.
Yeah, we could have.
Well, this one here has got a thing with squirrels. Everything she does, those stolen clips and
She's a little squirrely.
Yeah.
Because he's nutty.
That's what we said. Like when you're trying to make a deal with somebody and they're on it, they're off of it, they're a little squirrely.
So everybody's agreeing to Wormhole Wednesday.
There you go.
Yeah. Well,
how many people are saying that?
We could consider this our first conspiracy Wednesday then with the landing on the moon. I think it was interesting. I like getting off politics a little bit.
Everybody likes the chicken. I mean,
I think the whole space program in general, with everything they've done, is pretty fascinating.
Oh, you got to download the song, the theme for Lost in Space. That would be best.
Oh yeah.
Warning.
I like that one in the Twilight Zone too. Remember, I had the Twilight Zone one on the first reel.
But the Twilight Zone is really not space though.
No,
space is space. You got to do the space thing.
Yeah.
You got to do William Shatner when he saw that creature out on the wing.
Oh yeah.
Remember that one?
You know what? Remember the one where it was Agnes Moorehead from Bewitched, and the little guy in the spacesuit came in the house, and she was trying to kill it and all this kind of stuff. And when she finally gets out of the house, it turns out she's the alien, and the little guy was an American landing on an alien planet. Remember that one? I love the Twilight Zone. I watch it every New Year's Day. They have that marathon.
Sometimes our show's the Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
All right.
We go down the wormhole. That's why.
Yeah, the wormhole. We got so Wormhole Wednesday is the
Denise came up with that one.
Yeah, warning. That's right. Everybody, look all these elderly people in the chat.
Yeah, I know. We're all a certain demographic, aren't we? That's probably why we all get along so good.
So, this space launch is supposed to happen when, George? Friday?
Yep, Friday. They're in quarantine.
You're talking about the space thing? You know that show, The Orville?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that was good.
Space. Yeah, that's my cousin. That's my cousin that plays in that.
Yeah, the girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's pretty hot too.
Of course, we all are. It's the Polish girls.
Wow, Yakshimash, they say in Poland.
Yeah, Yakshimash, Dziękuję.
Yeah, Yakshimash. Yep.
Yeah, she was in Friday Night Lights too. She was in Friday Night Lights.
I knew Yakshimash because my dad was a builder, and we had these guys. We nicknamed them Stosh and Stosh. They did roofing. They did roofing and siding, right? And the best was the one day the one guy comes up. His actual name was Bogdan, but he comes up to my father with a brick, and he wanted to cut a brick, and he didn't have a saw to cut the brick with. They always had their saw out out in the front of the house that they would cut the siding with. So I remember my father goes, "Oh, I'll cut it for you." He walks up to his saw, turns on. The guy goes, "No, no, 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 no."
Kill the blade, yeah.
It was funny, but yeah. So I said to him, I said, "Teach me something in Polish," and he says, "Jak się masz," and I'm like, "Okay."
There's
so
a big
mind.
in Brooklyn, in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. There's a big Polish community.
That's why
So
my friends call me.
they used to come in. They used to come in to do the abatements for the asbestos, and the majority were all Polacks. You know.
Really?
What were they, George? What
Polak.
ethnicity?
We used to call them Polacks.
Yeah, real
Oh,
nice.
some Italians are
People
daggers
got
on
confused with Polish and Polish.
Tracy's
You know
not
what?
throwing- hey, Tracy's not throwing guinea slang around, is she?
No, you know what happens when George gets a flat tire on the bike? Because they go wop, 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 wop.
Hey, you know, I'm very proud to be called a WAP. You know what the WAP means?
What's that?
Look it up. It means somebody like a
means
big
look
shot.
it up?
Yeah,
It means what?
they used to call people in Italy in the mafia, called them WAPs.
Oh,
Like they say
okay.
WAP, you know, they go like that.
So you're a big shot.
Yeah. Yep. But the Polacks, the reason why we came out with the word Polak is because Polish and Polish is spelled the same way.
Yeah.
And the people don't shine at all.
Yeah. You know, you're really treading on a fine line today, George. You really are. You really are.
So I went to one of my dealers yesterday, and he's going to Israel on Saturday. And he said to me, he goes,
Muslim?
No. He's Jewish. And he says, I hope I get there before the war. I'm like, war? What do you mean war? And didn't hit me. He goes, about Iran. He says, yeah, Iran's threatening that if America attacks, they're gonna just bomb Israel. So he says, I guess wherever he's going, they have bomb shelters that they've already got message of that they may have to go in place and all. I mean,
yeah, that's one of the places I want to go to.
Yeah.
Anyway, but the whole thing
may
is,
want to cancel it
they're
now.
up to 50,000 people they have killed.
Is it 50 now? So something's definitely going to happen then. I mean, if it's that kind
It
of.
was 35. They said it was 35,000, but Alan knows somebody there.
A few days ago, they were saying, wow.
They're actually, in fact, some people they're not killing. They're pulling their eyes out, cutting their tongues off, cutting part of their limbs off. And look what this country's doing on sacrifices, trying to get Islam out.
They're barbaric.
No, but I'm saying they're trying to get Islam out, and we're letting Islam in here.
Well, it's got to go someplace. It's got to go someplace, George, right?
Yeah, well, they ain't gonna come. They're gonna be living here till long. We're gonna come with the Crusades again.
Well,
yeah, there it is. The Crusade sword right there.
Well, somebody was asking who my cousin is. It's Adrian Palicki is my cousin, and that's my maiden name is Palicki.
Tracy Palicki.
Mm-hmm. And they used to call me Polaki and Pol.
Oh, I was gonna say they must have had fun with that name with you. Oh, hey, there's Polaki.
You know what my name is in Polish? My whole name is Tresucha Liana Michalena Palicki.
Oh yeah, right.
Say that 3 times fast.
Tresucha Liana Michalena Palicki. Let's say it fast. I'm used to it. I learned how to poker when I was a little kid.
There you go. George Pocus, but George Pocus is a different way.
I poked a lot of people. Yeah, look, see here. Look, here's the sword. You think I'm kidding? Yeah. You see the Crusade mark?
You're like freaking Conan the Barbarian.
See that?
Watch your shoulder.
Yeah, next you'll be knocking out your shoulder.
Do you see that? Everybody see that? Ooh, that's sharp.
Yeah, it's.
But the thing that gets me, this thing is very heavy. It's like 20 pounds. Could you imagine the strength of them?
Imagine swinging that thing around. Yeah.
I'm very proud to have this. That's why I got this on here.
Nice.
Of course.
I'll tell you what, I feel sorry for the poor bastard that breaks into your home one day.
Oh, I can't wait. I would love to have you.
Yeah.
I will. That's my wish.
Between swords,
7,200
guns, golf clubs.
Well, this. Everybody thinks about the 3,000 people. They forget more people are dying. They're up to 7,250 people have died from the results of Yeah, look how pretty this is. But look at it.
Wait, results of what? What you were just
from the Trade Center, from the ashes on the Trade Center.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Isn't that pretty, everybody?
Wow, that's nice, George.
It is really pretty. But yeah, and that's why you got the tattoo and all.
We
all
need
the
a
other
sign.
stuff.
That's nice, George. We can hold up. That's nice, George.
That's nice, George.
I'm gonna hold it like this. Here we go. How's that?
There you go.
There's a lot of great videos out there too.
That would be a good picture of you sitting in your den and some poor bastard coming in your house through the window and you sitting there just looking at him.
Oh yeah. I'll do that.
That would be a great.
That chop a head off.
Tricks. That would be a good AI video to do.
Oh, I did an AI video for him for as a crusader.
Yeah, we got it.
Mark's got breaking news in the chat.
What's the breaking news?
Hitting the like button prevents frostbite.
Good, I got it.
That's a good.
Yeah, we don't want to be human popsicles.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it. I'm tired of all the cold already. I'm so tired of it.
I know. That's why I'm. Bro, and we're supposed to get another storm this weekend. I don't know where.
Yeah. I heard bomb cyclone coming your way.
Hey, say hello to my little friend. Look at my little friend here. Look. See?
What is this, show and tell? What the hell is this, show and tell, George?
Yeah.
This is the up-to-date of the Crusaders.
You don't go to a gunfight with a sword anymore, George, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's what it says.
Yeah.
Look how nice this is. Look, you see, got put the thing back and
Yeah, George, you'd have a field day. Somebody comes in your house.
Oh yeah, I got my.
I think he's just waiting. He's just waiting. He's begging somebody to try to.
Especially Florida, right? You don't have to like you can stand your ground and all. New Jersey, you got if God forbid, you better shoot him in the front. You better have a spot where you look like you're cornered. If you have an area to run, they want to tell you should run. Like, what if your family's in the house? You're gonna run out of the house.
Hey, watch this. I can grab a shell. Okay. Shotgun shells over there. Everything. I'm ready.
It's show and tell. Can you imagine George when George was going to school? Show and tell on Fridays.
Yeah. We should do that. Why don't we do that? Show and tell on Friday.
There you go. There you go. That would be fun.
I don't know with you guys. I don't know if I'd want to play show and tell. We don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think
George
so.
may have some bizarre requests.
I don't know. But everybody here is still talking about Iran. I know things are going to happen. Everything's going to be interesting. That's what.
Yeah, I think. Well, obviously, the regime change is scary because you never know who you get. Yeah. Right? You may get somebody even worse. There's that guy that lives in the United States. I don't know. They say he's been trying to get something going and get back over there, but
you're talking about the Shah of Iran's son?
Yeah. But I mean, think about it. And I always say this: anything could be worse, right? So you have a power vacuum. You could have worse of a situation in Iran than you do now. I mean, I don't know how much worse, but so that's an important piece.
Yeah, it is important, but it's important for them to have peace too.
Yeah, and think if Iran did move, think about what could happen in the world. You have reports of there was a possible coup in China with the military and stuff like that, right? If you got China flipped and Iran flipped all in the same time frame under Trump, just think of what a positive piece that could be to the whole world.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff going on, there's so much stuff, and we're so distracted here because of Minnesota and everything else that's going on. But I'm more distracted about all the grift. That's the one that gets me, is all the stealing and the money and everything, because we don't want to be broke, and we're going to be broke because of the Democrats stealing it all. That's what I say. Well, anyways, it's 9:59 already. Man, this hour and a half just flew by today.
Yeah, that's because you keep on talking.
What? No, I'm not just keeping on talking. I wasn't even rambling today. Everything I said was pertinent. I thought it was interesting.
Pertinent?
Pertinent. Yeah. You know what pertinent means?
Oh, Mark. Wait, another breaking news. Mark's going to be live this week from Florida for Frisky
Yeah.
Friday.
Oh, shut
So
up,
it's
Mark.
gonna be a
You've been
Florida-
putting it in the.
It's going to be a Florida Frisky Friday. Where's Mark going to be in Florida? That's what I want.
Or he's by Ormond Beach. He's been putting it in the chat for the last hour and a half.
Oh, he's rubbing it in. Nice warm weather.
Yeah.
For Mark.
Maybe I can take a, how long are you going to be there, Mark? Maybe I'll take a ride over.
For Mark.
Yeah. I know. I'm just pissy because it's cold. I'm tired of being cold. Well, anyways, it's 10 o'clock, so I guess everybody
will show off. We still got a couple of minutes. Take it easy.
I'm just saying.
I was
sitting here
George,
talking.
you're preoccupied on your phone there.
I'm trying to find a video that she made of me as the Crusader. That's what I'm trying to find.
Well, we're off
I can
that
bring it up
section now.
tomorrow.
George, we're off that now. We talked about guns after the crusading, so we're off that now. You need a video with guns.
Can we go back to the guns?
Did you see what Ralph put in the chat when I put the thing about the Crusader? He says, "I don't even have, I don't have a horse."
Oh, yeah. You guys were talking. I was like, I kept my phone was going off, and then I went back to read it, and then I got to go back and read all that and see. Maybe I
I'm surprised you didn't put in there like we're not doing this, the FBI and stuff. You know.
Yeah. Ralph thinks we're getting followed by the FBI. Well, he could be right. I mean,
oh, look what they did with Ed.
Ralph. That's Ralph said that.
Well, George said something one time. People are ready, and Ralph said that I condone violence. Just so you know, like I guess he was like, if somebody was, and not like George was talking about having violence. George was talking about that there's people are ready for bullshit or whatever, and Ralph was like kind of nervous about what George said, but it doesn't matter what George says in a chat. Ralph's not responsible for what George says in a chat, right? I mean,
Ralph has such a dry sense of humor. He's a
good guy. He's a good guy. He just gets.
I know he's a really good guy, but he has a dry sense of humor. I used to rap a lot, and he didn't get anywhere.
Yeah, no. Sometimes when we put like jokes in there, he's come around a little bit because sometimes we'll put like memes and jokes, and now he starts to laugh at him a little bit. It's taken him a year or two, but he's
year or two. This was I'm talking like 4 or 5 years ago.
This is pre-COVID. I'm like,
yeah.
No, he's we gotta get that. We gotta get Ralph. Yeah, I just see ML. He said Ralph and Chuck Bates. We gotta get them back on. We gotta get Ralph and Chuck on one.
Yeah,
day.
we know that'd be good. Yeah.
Yeah, let's
that would be
make
fun,
that
actually.
happen, George. That would be good to get them on, and it'll be fun because Ralph does have a dry sense of humor, but he's got a sense of humor though. He does.
No, he's funny.
Yeah, he does.
It must just be male humor then.
I did see Chuck when I was down in Florida in November. Prior to him, Chuck went to he's dating a very nice woman that is of Peruvian descent and lives in the area, and they were going to Peru for like 3 or 4 months. I don't know if he's back yet or not. I'll have to find out.
Yeah, remember he's with her for a while. Hey,
yeah, nice woman, nice woman. Yeah, she lives in I think it's Del Rey or whatever. Very nice lady, and yeah.
Okay, Trixie, play that. You can play that. Good, play that. Play the video.
We're gonna promote George today.
That's right.
Come.
Where's my
we march beneath the cross. Hold fast, brothers, for faith and for the innocent. Forward, Deus Vult.
I like that one.
My sign says it's all about George.
George, yeah. That's it.
That's good. That's good. Oh, good. That's funny. Hi, Hard. Glad you joined us before we're leaving. Well, it's almost 5 after. We got to go.
Hey, did Mark ever say where he was going to be? Oh, that's right. You told Ormond Beach. Right?
Yeah, he's over by Ormond Beach somewhere. So.
Yeah, Ormond Beach is like 2.5 hours from me, I think.
Oh, there you go.
Right there.
There you go. All right.
Well, so we should say adios, amigos.
Adios.
What are you going to play out?
Hasta luego.
Yeah, you won't be here tomorrow, right, Sean?
Possibly I have an endoscopy in the morning, and it depends. It's at 7 o'clock or 7:30. I go.
Why do they call? Let me explain. Why do they call that an endoscopy.
Yeah,
It
it should
goes
be a
down your throat.
toposcopy or
They
a
go through
mouthoscopy.
it down your throat. They
Yeah.
put a ball in your mouth and they put the holes right in there. I watched the whole thing and they do it.
So they say you'll be sore. I don't like anything in my throat. You know, I don't know. So we'll see how I feel.
Every time they did mine, they stretched out my esophagus, but then I always had a sore throat afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what people say.
Yes, we are rating Mike Schwartz's. So let's see, what should we play to go out today? Well, let's see. Let me see.
Don't play. Don't play.
Hmm?
Play the YMCA.
Caught in a trap for George. Caught in a trap.
Do the YMCA.
George, hold the sign up. Hold the sign up, George. 3, 2, 1. Hold the sign up.
We're caught in a trap. I can't walk out.
Okay, I'm gonna watch for the countdown. I like that.
George, you need a microphone. And like,
why can't you
see? He sings so good.
Yeah.
What you doing to me?
Okay, we're getting ready to raid.
When you don't believe a word I say. We can't go on together. We're suspicious